Has Blake Lively's pristine reputation been built on more than just her acting talent and brilliant smile? For years, she captivated Hollywood with her chic fashion, graceful public appearances, and a seemingly fairy tale marriage to Ryan Reynolds. Most people believed in her America's sweetheart persona without a second thought. Yet Candace Owens recently unearthed troubling details that cast doubt on Blake's innocence behind the scenes. Rumors hint at carefully orchestrated feuds, veiled threats, and a masterful PR machine working overtime. Suddenly, whispers of tension between Blake and producer-actor Justin Baldoni are turning into lawsuits that could unravel the entire facade. The crux of the story goes far beyond typical celebrity gossip. Candace Owens dug up a timeline that reveals Blake may have been quietly influencing press narratives and manipulating powerful allies, even before public disputes arose. As lawsuits pile up, confessions trickle out, and insiders spill secrets, the once golden glow surrounding Blake and Ryan is starting to fade. Is Blake's gracious demeanor really a protective shell masking ruthless tactics? And where does Taylor Swift fit into this swirling controversy? Strap in, because the revelations are both shocking and strangely inevitable. If Candace Owens is right, the Hollywood darling's spotless image could shatter at any moment. Before controversy struck, Blake Lively stood at the apex of celebrity charm. She starred in a hit teen series, dazzled on red carpets, and gave interviews filled with breezy laughter and heartfelt anecdotes about her family life. Critics, fans, and fellow stars alike praised her so consistently that any rumor of wrongdoing seemed impossible. But that picture-perfect aura began cracking when subtle stories about on-set tension surfaced. People close to Blake whispered that she had a knack for staying serene in public while quietly reshaping projects behind the scenes. Candace Owens noticed this pattern of near-miraculous image preservation, prompting her to question how Blake always emerged unscathed from disputes. Candace's deeper investigations found that almost every time Blake clashed with colleagues, be it a director, co-star, or producer, the press somehow skewed the story in her favor. Sometimes the conflicts were written off as simple creative differences. Other times, rumors hinted at deeper personal rifts. Yet Blake's polished facade endured, perhaps thanks to powerful PR allies and loyal Hollywood friends. When speculation rose around her growing discontent toward Justin Baldoni's approach on It Ends With Us, it initially seemed like one more minor squabble. Then fresh accusations, bizarre timeline discrepancies, and whispers of calculated sabotage revealed that this feud was anything but normal. Justin Baldoni is known for championing empathy, uplifting conversation, and inclusive storytelling. Hardly someone you'd expect to butt heads with a beloved star. According to Candace Owens, that's precisely why his conflict with Blake raised eyebrows. Leaked tidbits of production drama suggested Blake felt overshadowed or challenged by Justin's vision. Rather than address differences in a straightforward manner, she reportedly began setting a more insidious plan in motion. Publicly, she portrayed herself as uneasy with Justin's decisions, dropping phrases like, "I felt uncomfortable." Privately, she was allegedly calling in favors with influential media outlets, fueling a narrative that Justin was the real problem. Then Candace unearthed receipts indicating Blake reached out to the New York Times long before the rumor mill exploded, hinting at unprofessional behavior on Justin's end. The deeper Candace dug, the clearer it seemed that Blake was orchestrating a potential takedown, providing select quotes and evidence, while shaping the story behind closed doors. Even more startling was the revelation that Ryan Reynolds joined in, floating snide remarks about Justin to industry insiders. Some claim he even made jokes at events describing Justin as a liability or bad news, further fueling skepticism about Justin's character. Candace argued that while Blake presented herself as a passive victim, she and Ryan were quietly steering Hollywood's narrative to Justin's detriment. An unexpected figure, PR specialist Jed Wallace, was suddenly thrust into the spotlight when Blake's legal team mentioned him in a California civil complaint. According to Blake, Wallace was running a covert operation on Justin Baldoni's behalf, spreading damaging posts, controlling online forums, and creating fake content to tarnish her image. Yet Candace's investigation uncovered glaring inconsistencies. Wallace insisted he had never worked against Blake, nor had he authored any smear campaigns. Furthermore, when Blake escalated her accusations into a formal lawsuit in New York just days later, she conspicuously omitted any mention of Wallace. This abrupt switch raised serious doubts about the truthfulness of her claims. Rather than fade into obscurity, Wallace fired back with his own defamation suit, demanding millions in damages. He maintained that Blake's original accusations were not only false but also purposefully malicious, crafted to deflect blame from her own power moves. Candace highlighted how this confrontation pulled the rug out from under Blake's strategy. The media went from depicting her as a mistreated star to questioning why she named one individual in an initial filing, only to pretend he didn't exist in the next. Wallace's lawsuit threatened to reveal more about how Blake's camp might have attempted to construct a bogus narrative around Justin. If his evidence holds weight, it could deeply undermine Blake's credibility. Ryan Reynolds has cultivated a friendly, comedic image that few questioned until now. His witty social media banter and philanthropic gestures have long been part of his persona. So when insiders began claiming Ryan dropped subtle digs about Justin Baldoni, many fans did a double take. Candace Owens pointed to behind-the-scenes clips from the Deadpool/Wolverine set, where rumor has it that passing references to Justin were deliberately inserted as jokes. Jokes that, taken together, could shape public perception of him as an untrustworthy figure. Some were reportedly cut before final production, hinting that the comedic bits served a more sinister purpose. Candace framed this as an example of weaponized humor. She asserted that Ryan's comedic brand might actually enable him to control narratives because he can say damaging things under the cover of jokes. If a quip makes Justin look bad, people laugh rather than scrutinize the underlying intent. This approach might seem harmless until you realize it can change how Hollywood power brokers view Justin. Paired with Blake's alleged behind-the-scenes machinations, these playful jabs could amount to a larger campaign that leaves Justin fighting not just rumors, but the combined cloud of a star couple. As lawsuits mount, fans are wondering if the so-called perfect couple has been playing a far more ruthless game than they ever let on. Another marquee name caught in the storm is Taylor Swift, a longtime friend of Blake and Ryan. Early on, tabloids wondered if Taylor was guiding Blake's strategic moves. The truth, according to Candace, appears more tangled. Taylor allegedly visited Blake's penthouse while script discussions were underway for It Ends With Us, inadvertently witnessing tension between Blake and Justin. In texts later leaked, Blake joked about calling Taylor her dragon, someone who might help shield her from backlash. But as the lawsuit frenzy escalated, Taylor seemed eager to distance herself, denying any deep involvement in the controversy. Insiders whispered that she feared being deposed, forced to reveal texts or emails that could harm her own pristine brand. Some suggest Taylor's cautious retreat exposed a rift in her friendship with Blake. Candace claims that as soon as allegations surfaced about potential manipulation, Taylor realized the risk. Being tied to orchestrated takedowns could undermine her carefully cultivated image of fairness and empathy. Yet it remains unclear how much Taylor actually knew at the time. Was she simply an unwitting bystander who praised Blake's script revisions? Or did she knowingly lend her star power to a plan aimed at sidelining Justin? While their public stance shows the two hugging it out at events, rumors persist that Taylor is quietly stepping back, preparing to salvage her own reputation if the legal battle intensifies. In the span of a few months, Blake Lively's once impeccable persona has plunged into a whirlwind of accusations and countersuits. Candace Owens lit the fuse by unveiling documentation, timelines, and inside sources suggesting that Blake and Ryan may have orchestrated more than just a basic public relations push. If they indeed weaponized media contacts, humor, and personal relationships to undermine Justin Baldoni, then this fiasco reveals a level of cunning that belies Blake's sugary public image. And with Jed Wallace's defamation suit alleging he was falsely targeted, the cracks in her original story seem impossible to ignore. For fans who adored Blake and Ryan's seemingly effortless charm, the idea of a hidden agenda is unsettling. Hollywood, though, is no stranger to masked intentions behind red carpet smiles. As these lawsuits inch forward, the real question is whether further evidence will surface, texts, emails, or testimonies that permanently tarnish Blake's Golden Girl legacy. Will she pivot, offer a heartfelt apology, and attempt to rebuild trust? Or will a protracted legal battle lay bare every detail of an alleged scheme to control the narrative at any cost? One thing is clear. If Candace Owens' revelations continue to pour out, the next chapter in this star-studded drama could be more explosive than anyone ever imagined.